live already.
The cattle are prowling, the coyotes are howling out under the western skies. The cowboy is singing, spurs are a-jingling as down the trail he rides. The new day is dawning, he wakes up a-yawning, drinking his coffee strong, makes his bed in a row, down the trail he will go, singing his cattle call. When the cattle are bedded, on night guard he's headed, where nothing seems to be wrong. He casts up his eyes to the starlit skies and sings to them this song.
I've got my memories always inside of me, but I can't go back to how it was. I believe now I've come too far. No, I can't go back to how it was. Created for a place I've never known. This is home. Now I'm finally where I belong, where I belong. Yeah, this is home. I've been searching for a place of my own. Now I've found it, maybe this is home. Yeah, this is home. Relief over misery. I've seen the enemy, and I won't go back to how it was. And I got my heart set on what happens next. I got my eyes wide, it's not over yet. We're miracles, and we're not alone. Yeah, this is home. Now I'm finally where I belong, where I belong.
Tonight, it is our honor, privilege, and duty as City Commissioners to deliver the State of the City address for Coffeyville, Kansas, to reflect on our past year as a city government, and to focus on our plans as we move into this new year. I hope 2022 will be another year we remember as mission accomplished, another year the City Commission and city staff will deliver on its promises to the citizens of Coffeyville. The City Commission would like to thank each of you for taking time from your busy schedules to be here and those viewing on social media. We also would like to thank city employees who continue to show an unwavering commitment to our city. They go to work every day to implement the plans, programs, and projects put in place by the City Commission. It is my honor to recognize my fellow members of the City Commission here this evening. Vice Mayor Justin Doan, Commissioner Bob York, Commissioner Deborah Maples, and Commissioner Jason Swindell. Thank you for your dedication and passion to make Coffeyville a great city to live, work, and play. In 2019 and 2020, there has been a common theme to the State of the City presentations, with words that have included Coffeyville declining population and the city's financial struggles. Each year, despite our struggles, we have been in a good financial position during the worst decline in population over the past 2 decades that has hit our city. For the 3rd straight year, I am pleased to report that the City of Coffeyville is in a good financial position despite struggling. We have made great strides in continuously reinventing ourselves to provide the quality, affordable services that you, the taxpayer, deserve. As the city continuously reinvents itself, Coffeyville residents and businesses experience economic distress due to the pandemic. The city must be even more creative in the delivery of quality municipal services at an affordable price. The trend in rapidly increasing costs of doing businesses with limited revenues has necessitated the city to rethink the business of government. If we still want a high-quality city, we cannot just decide to do less with less. We must figure out new ways to deliver the services our residents and businesses need. The next few years will be a time of evolution in our local government, as we can no longer afford the old models of service delivery. Coffeyville's citizens have many needs and expectations of the services provided by their municipal government. And as your elected officials, it is our privilege and our responsibility to work hard to ensure that these needs and expectations are met in the most effective and economical manner. Our community prides itself as being a city on the move, and we are doing everything in our power to ensure that the community moves forward in a positive direction. We have a clear vision of the future. We have a mindset that lays out who we are and who we want to be. We are very resilient and strong, community that stands up to challenges with a no-nonsense approach. We are full of potential. We are hardworking and practical. We know how to work together towards outcomes to benefit everyone. Clearly, the state of the city is good, and we are optimistic towards the future. 2022 will be a dynamic year with much to celebrate. In 2022, Coffeyville residents and businesses can look to the city with confidence as we provide the infrastructure and the range of services desired by our community. We will go above and beyond in our basic services and expansion of our capital improvement and housing programs so that we are well positioned to accommodate redevelopment and revitalization opportunities when the economy improves. Coffeyville has seen a lot of change. It seems change is the only constant in our community. Our city embraces change because we benefit from it. So tonight, we celebrate our past accomplishments and lay out our plans for the future of the city. As we have stated before, these are historic times for Coffeyville. What we are building today sends a message for tomorrow. Thousands of people will watch us. We must tell them we can make a difference, and we will make a difference. As you can see, these are the city's priorities: well-planned quality growth, pivotal development and redevelopment, economic development, community services and cultural amenities, safe and livable community, community spirit, relationships and pride, responsible fiscal management, quality municipal services, and achieving Coffeyville Vision 2030. Our vision is to be Kansas City of Choice. It drives everything we do, but that doesn't happen in one big, grand moment. It is through the accumulation of millions of smaller moments of service, hard work, and sacrifice that combine to make us what we are. The entire community, individually and all together, must work to make this city a better, safer, happier place to live and work and raise our families. Coffeyville is defined every day by the thousands of acts of kindness and caring that lift and build us. Each of us is a partner in that effort. How you live your lives every day makes up the thread that weaves us and our community together as a community. You are the reason we do what we do, and the reason we are who we are. The praise and accolades are simply a reflection of the lives you live and the community you have helped to create. Working together, we will continue to become more economically diverse. Working together, we will remain a safe, vibrant, and sustainable community. Working together, we will be the city of choice. I want to take this time to inform you what we will be working on in the future: land use, transportation, water, levy, downtown revitalization, public safety, housing, parks and trails, community development, and economic development. I cannot promise you this will be easy. I cannot promise you every decision we make will be popular. I cannot promise you we won't have shortcomings. I will commit to you our honesty, our dedication, and our actions. I would now like to introduce Commissioner Bob York, who will present the financial state of the city government.
Thank you, Mayor Van Oster. As we begin 2022, the financial state of our city is better than many in our state and nation, but clearly one that has been weakened by a declining population and years of financial hardship. Though painful decisions have been made that affected the lives of many, we as a commission have held the mill levy for the past 2 years and will hold the mill levy for a third year in 2022. It has been very tough to hold the mill levy, but I think the citizens of Coffeyville understand and appreciate what we have done. While we won't know the absolute final bottom line on 2021 for a few more weeks, we know in general that we are entering 2022 with a modest continued reliance on reserves to operate. At the same time, we will continue to make every effort to meet the Commission guidelines for maintaining established reserve balances. Because we have made tough and sometimes unpopular choices to be prudent with our reserve usage, and contained spending has enabled us to not jeopardize our overall financial stability. Despite the disappointing need to shrink our workforce, we enter the new year with 152 dedicated regular employees who work day and night to provide service that many people take blissfully for granted. Most people realize the tremendous return on their tax investment they receive every day of their life, in large part due to the commitment of our city employees and the foresight of citizens who came before them. Even in the toughest of time, the city of Coffeyville measures up, and we are going to make it even better. As I highlight our financial situation in 2021 in the minutes ahead, I will also highlight the financial future of the city in 2022. The history of a city is not measured in days or even years, but rather in decades and generations. It is not a mystery that rural cities across this nation and Kansas are still reeling from population decline, and the city of Coffeyville still feels the negative impact of population decline on the city's budget. But Coffeyville is strong and enthusiastically planning for an even brighter future. In July of 2021, we received our 2020 financial audit from Jared, Gilmore, and Phillips. 2020 ended with the city having over $59 million in cash as reserves. As Jared, Gilmore, and Phillips stated again, the city of Coffeyville is in good financial condition. This slide depicts the history of the general fund. As you can see, in 2015, 16, 17, and 18, revenue declined, but is improving with each year. The general fund is usually around 15% of the total city budget. Property taxes are about 14% of the general fund. The majority of the city's departments make up the general fund. City departments have done about everything possible to provide services with less. I want to thank the city employees for their hard work with less resources. In 2021, staff researched, applied for, or asked for grants, donations, and federal and state assistance. I'm proud to say that the city received $978,876. That amount would be equivalent to 20-plus meals. This lowers our operating costs, which saves the property taxpayer money. To sum up the financial state of the city of Coffeyville for 2021, as the financial statements are being finalized, the city is in a stronger financial position than in previous years. Actual revenues are 4.2% higher than budgeted. Actual expenditures are 15% lower than budgeted. Departmental budget performance is 10 to 20% lower than budgeted. Sales tax collections are highest historically at $5,382,753. Bond rating of A+ stable insured strong by S&P. Grants, donations, and federal and state assistance of $978,876. 2022 adopted city budget with no mill levy increase. Staff has controlled expenses by purchasing needs instead of wants, all of which puts the city in a stronger financial position for 2022. The slide you see on the screen is a micropolitan statistical area ranking for 2011 through 2022. This ranking report is for cities with a population between 10,000 and 50,000 across the nation. The ranking is based upon the economic strength of a city. In 2011, the city of Coffeyville was ranked 396th out of 543. Since that time, the city has climbed to the 255th position, but Coffeyville has declined to the 488th position in 2021. Our economic strength is key to our future. We will continue to work on making Coffeyville stronger. The city's fiscal year is from January 1st to December 31st. The city's 2022 budget revenue is estimated at $89,757,305. This amount is estimated in August of every year for the coming year. With the population declining, it becomes hard budget choices have to be made. So the budget process is more difficult now than ever. Trying to predict what the next 18 months will bring is difficult. Just like all you tightened your belts, cut out the frills, used your savings accounts, refinanced your debt, or used your home equity to ride out the storm, our 2022 budget does many of the same things. The 2022 budget expenditure summary mirrors the revenue summary. We cannot spend more than we receive. Sometimes that means we must go without some things. The City Commission is dedicated to giving as much service as the budget will allow. The 2022 budget is structurally balanced. Estimated revenues are equal to estimated expenditures, and staff has looked at the short-term versus long-term during these trying times. The general fund carries a large portion of the city's departments, 18 of them. The largest portion of the general fund is dedicated to public safety, comprised of police, fire, and communications departments, roughly 36%. The combined total of the three departments is more than we receive from the property tax levy. The general fund makes up roughly 15% of the 2022 budget, $13,489,402. Property tax revenue makes up 14% of the total general fund revenue at $2,200,441. In the grand scheme of the budget, property taxes make up only 2% of the total budget of $89,757,305. This slide shows the amount of property tax dollars needed to operate each taxing entity for 2022. If you live within the city limits, these are the property taxes you pay. The city and library only receive property tax from property located inside the city limits for an amount of $2,200,441. Despite our struggles, the state of our city is in good financial position and is in stronger financial position to start 2022. The city held the mill levy at roughly the same rate for 2021 and 22, even with a pandemic throughout 21. The city had a pretty remarkable and productive year. We are not out of the pandemic storm just yet, but there are encouraging signs. We are moving forward, and the city is positioned to face the future with a great deal of pride, a lot of optimism, and great expectations. The City Commission would like to thank all of the citizens of Coffeyville for making our city a special place. Commissioner Maples and Commissioner Swindell will present to you the 2021 departmental achievements.
Thank you, Commissioner York. The city of Coffeyville has some of the most
down the road a little sideways. Cracked a brick when you hit the wall. Yeah, you've had a pocket full of regrets, pull you down faster than a sunset. Hey, it happens to us all. When the cold hard rain just won't quit and you can't see your way out of it, you find your faith has been lost and shaken. You take back what's been taken. Get on your knees and dig down deep. You can do what you think is impossible. Keep on believing, don't give in. It'll come and make you whole again. It always will, it always does. Love is unstoppable. Love, it can weather any storm, bring you back to being born again. Oh, shining on the coast that never goes down. When your heart is full of doubt and you think that there's no way out, you find your faith has been lost and shaken. You take back what's been taken. Get on your knees and dig down deep. You can do what you think is impossible. Keep on believing, don't give in. It'll come and make you whole again. It always will, it always does. Love is unstoppable. Like a river keeps on rolling, like a north wind blowing. Don't it feel good knowing? Yeah, you find your faith has been lost and shaken. You take back what's been taken. Get on your knees and dig down deep. You can do what you think is impossible. Keep on believing, don't give in. It'll come and make you whole again. It always will, it always does. Love is unstoppable. Love is unstoppable. So you made a lot of mistakes. Walked down the road a little sideways, but love is unstoppable.
Thank you, Commissioner York. The city of Coffeyville has some of the most dedicated public servants around. Day in and day out, our city employees come to work for the citizens, providing excellent service around the clock, from sun up to sundown, all over the city, in all types of weather, on weekends and during the holidays, when we sleep and when we are awake. City employees show up and get their hands dirty dealing with our infrastructure. City employees provide important programs for our young people and the elderly. They work to enforce codes and improve our neighborhoods, and some of them put their lives on the line fighting fires and fighting crime every single day. The City of Coffeyville employees deserve our respect, and I think they deserve our thanks for all the important work they do. I want to thank all of the employees for their hard work this year under especially difficult circumstances and the pandemic. I sincerely hope that when we are finished this evening, you will better understand what city employees are doing to provide services and hold down costs.
The Public Services Department is one of the largest departments in the city. In 2021, the Cemetery Division had 118 burials. The upkeep of 3 cemeteries is a never-ending battle. With 150 acres to mow and water, it leaves little time to waste when you must trim around headstones and weed eat around 348 trees. Even with all that to do, they removed 8 trees and trimmed 31 trees. The care of our cemetery reflects highly upon the city of Coffeyville.
The Public Grounds Division of the Public Service Department maintains 131 acres of recreation and sports turf mowed weekly. There are 11 city parks that always need attention. They also assist in maintaining 34 acres of levee. 4.5 acres of downtown and 3 acres of Sycamore Creek are maintained by this division. They also have to maintain 16 acres of median. Oh, and I almost forgot that 8.5 acres of Sunflower Road is also maintained.
The Public Services Department also has a transportation division. The city has 108 miles of streets to maintain. In 2021, the division swept 1,740,000 pounds of debris from the city streets. The division hauled 326 tons of sand to be mixed with salt for winter events. 278 cubic yards of concrete was used for various projects. 897 tons of asphalt was utilized for street repairs. 75 tons of cold patch asphalt was used to repair potholes. They painted 31 school crossings. 16 miles of street lining, and hauled 3 million pounds of rock. To make street repairs, the division used 400,000 pounds of asphalt, 250,000 pounds of cold patch, and 3,600 pounds of crack seal. They also utilized, again, 300 yards of concrete and 9 yards of flowable fill on various projects. The Traffic Control Division maintains 350 traffic signs. They painted 31 school zone crossings and 94 painted crosswalks. Building maintenance maintains 83 municipal buildings.
The Water Services Department maintains 180 miles of water lines serving 4,172 customers. In 2021, there were 1,712 one calls, 45 service leaks, 2,036 feet of water main replaced, 21 main taps, 41 meter boxes replaced, 20 valves replaced, and 97 mainline breaks. 2.8 million pounds of rock was utilized for various water projects. 1 fire hydrant was installed, 12 were replaced, and 2 were repaired.
The Water Services Department performed 46 plumbing inspections and granted 29 plumbing permits. The Water Meter Service Division had 5,399 orders and installed 361 meters. There are 534 trouble calls and 400 cutoffs. The Water Services Department also maintains the aquatic center pumps, valves, and the filtration system for water quality.
The Water Services Department Plant Filtration Services Division pumped over 1.35 billion gallons of water. 7.4 million gallons were pumped on peak days. The plant averaged 3.9 million gallons of water pumped per day. 146 state-certified samples were collected for KDHE. 45,040 in-house samples were drawn and analyzed. This division maintains 16.8 acres. All of this activity, plus a whole lot more, makes Coffeyville's water safe and reliable.
The Aquatic Center continues to draw crowds during the pandemic last season, with over 13,429 visitors, 10,965 paid admissions, and 1,772 passes. Many events that kept pool staff busy, for example, the Boys and Girls Club had 722 attendees. Attendees traveled from Bartlesville and other communities to enjoy our Aquatic Center.
The Wastewater Service Department maintains 130 miles of sanitary sewer main and 11 sanitary sewer lift stations. The department installed 13 sewer taps, cleared 28 stoppages, repaired 35 sewer taps, and cleared 9 sewer main sections. 24,000 feet of sewer main were cleaned. 4,000 feet of sewer main was videoed, and 3 sewer main cave-ins were repaired. 180 manholes were inspected, and 115 trouble calls were answered. The department utilized 1.3 million pounds of rock and maintained 4.85 acres of sewer lift stations.
In 2021, the Wastewater Services Plant Division treated over 1.2 billion gallons of influent. The plant averaged over 2.8 million gallons of treated influent pumped per day. 384 state-certified samples were collected and tested. 5,110 sample analyses were performed. 400,029, 640 pounds of dry biosolids were taken to the landfill. The division also maintains 30.5 acres.
The Wastewater Services Department Stormwater Division handles all of the city's water runoff. In 2021, the Stormwater Division cleaned 3,200 feet of line and repaired 3 storm lines. The division replaced 9 inlets and repaired 8. 92 inlet makers were installed and hung 15 door hanger notices. 32 water samples were collected from Sycamore Creek while inspecting 88 outfalls. 6 cave-ins were repaired, with 29 ditches cleared and dug out. There were 15 trouble calls and 7 call-outs answered. This division also handled 3 winter brine spraying events and conducted 5 herbicide spraying treatments citywide. They also conducted 4 construction site inspections.
The Wastewater Services Department Stormwater Division also handles the city's levee system. 2.65 miles of levee is maintained with 5 gate systems. There are 6 levee stations and 10 levee pumps that require monitoring and maintenance. The division also maintains 3 fountains. The division also had the task of removing several beaver dams.
The Public Works Department directs the city's future infrastructure. The Public Works Department is responsible for planning elements of many utility and infrastructure departments, such as water, wastewater, and public service. In accordance with the city's goals to provide high-level sustainable service to its citizens, several master plans are being developed by the Public Works Department as growth and citywide needs dictates. In 2021, the Public Works Department guided the following projects: North Overlook Culvert Replacement, 10th Street CDBG Sidewalks, KDOT Safe Routes to School, C-CLIP Grant, Intersection Drainage Improvements, Cheyenne Street Overlay, Highland Road, and the CDBG 21 PF003 Grant. The Public Works Department was full of accomplishments. I'm very proud of this department, and I'm amazed at what the department does by keeping the city in compliance and moving the city forward.
The crew at the Hillcrest Golf Course stays busy all year round, not just during the warm golf season. They care for and manicure 2 acres of greens, 2 acres of tee boxes, 28 acres of fairway, 103 acres of rough, and 70 acres of native grass. With all that, the department repaired 16 water leaks. The clubhouse had 6,262 rounds of 9-hole golf and 3,736 rounds of 18-hole golf during the pandemic. There were 4,300 cart rentals and 65 cart sheds rented. The course conducted 8 city golf tournaments and 5 other tournaments.
The Engineering Services Department is involved in all projects at one time or another for the city. As you can see, the department was involved in the KDOT Rails to Trails, FAA Capital Improvement Program, and various street, water, and wastewater projects. The Engineering Services Department is also assisting the Coffeyville Resources Expansion Project and the USD 445 remodel and expansion. The Engineering Services Department also created the new Housing and Community Development Services Department and assists with the new USDA 523 Mutual Self-Help Technical Assistance Grant Program. The department oversees our levy compliance with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Working with the Building Inspection Services Department, the 2018 ICC Building Codes and ICC Property Maintenance Codes were adopted by the City Commission. As you can see, the Engineering Services Department assists almost all departments with their engineering needs.
The City Commission has approved the creation of a standalone Housing and Community Development Services Department with dedicated resources and staffing to create and maintain all types of housing throughout Coffeyville. The Housing and Community Development Services Department is just one step of many in the city's work to provide services that build a more equitable community. The City of Coffeyville will also implement several housing programs of many kinds in 2023 to help address all types of housing issues. In December 2021, the City of Coffeyville was awarded the USDA 523 Mutual Self-Help Technical Assistance Grant that will create up to 10 new homes a year in Coffeyville. The grant will benefit Coffeyville by increasing and maintaining housing stock, boost Coffeyville's local economy by hiring contractors and subcontractors, increasing valuation, and giving residents safe, decent, and affordable housing. The grant and funding is at no cost to the Coffeyville property taxpayer. At this time, the city of Coffeyville is the only city in Kansas to have such a USDA program. The city of Coffeyville truly means the phrase, "Come grow with us."
In June of 2021, the city of Coffeyville took over operations at the airport. The city has always owned the airport, but operations were previously privatized. The airport covers 1,156 acres and has 2 active runways. The longest runway is 5,868 feet. The airport has 64,000 square feet of hangar space and 25 aircraft hangared. Since June of 2021, the airport has sold 12,051 gallons of aviation fuel. If you've not been to the airport lately, there have been many improvements made to make the airport an economic tool for Coffeyville.
Building Inspection Division makes sure the city's building codes are adhered to. In 2021, the City Commission adopted the 2018 ICC building codes and property maintenance codes. The department issued and followed up on 138 building permits of various types, along with renewing or issuing 433 licenses of various types. The department conducted 264 residential and commercial inspections. 120 initial rental standards inspections were conducted, and 16 zoning cases were addressed. The department is making Coffeyville a safer place.
Our Code Enforcement Division is part of the Building Inspection Services Department that are working hard to keep the city looking good. In 2021, the division handled 3,591 weed cases and removed 20 structures. 20 structures were classified as blighted, and more will be removed in 2022. There were 452 nuisance cases handled by the division. Keeping Coffeyville clean resulted in 4,248 cases.
As you can see, our city clerk is very busy. 257 permits or licenses of various types were issued. There were 24 regular meetings, 4 special meetings, and 3 foundation meetings. The city clerk recorded 118 burials and processed 64 cemetery plots. The city's website and social media information is handled by the city clerk as well. The city clerk also handles all the marketing for the city. In 2021, there were 10 ordinances, 91 resolutions, and 3 proclamations. The city clerk assists all departments with agenda items for the city commission.
During 2021, the fire department responded to 404 dispatched alarms and standby calls of various kinds. In addition, the department responded to 903 medical or rescue calls for a total of 1,307 dispatched alarm responses. The Fire Prevention Division performed 255 fire inspections. The fire department also has earned an ISO rating of 3. The ISO rating of 3 lowers fire insurance premiums for homeowners and businesses.
Sometimes we take for granted that the lights will always come on. But to make that happen, there's more work done behind the scenes to get electricity to your home or business. The electric department monitors electricity 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They work in all types of weather and take it seriously that lives do really depend on electricity. The Electric Services Distribution Division maintains 10 miles of high voltage transmission lines, 18 miles of high voltage subtransmission lines, 218 miles of medium voltage primary distribution lines, 203 miles of medium voltage secondary distribution lines, 2,500 transformers, 6 substations, and 7,000 utility poles, and 1,300 streetlights. The division also responded to 77 trouble calls. In 2021, the Electric Services Generation Division generated 62,662,692 kilowatt hours of power. That is equivalent to 1.5 times the power to satisfy the city needs and support future growth. 740,741,307 kilowatt hours of energy was sold to Coffeyville and surrounding communities.
The Electric Department is responsible for management and operation of the Coffeyville Municipal Light and Power Plant, which was established in 1901 and is one of the largest municipally owned electric providers in Kansas. In 2021, Coffeyville Municipal Light and Power completed its 120th year serving the citizens of Coffeyville. What you see on this screen are awards and accomplishments like the APPA RP3 Platinum Award for the 5th year, the MISO 11th Year Reliability Award, and the APPA System Reliability Award. What these slides do not show is the removal of breakers, installing breakers, aggressively trimming trees that could disrupt service, constantly maintaining turbines and breakers before they fail, and repairing, changing, and monitoring equipment all day, every day. I don't take for granted any more when I turn the lights on.
The city has 152 full-time employees. The city employed 43 seasonal employees during the summer of 2021. The city congratulated 22 employees with their service awards and said good luck and we'll miss you to 8 retiring employees. The HR department analyzes and negotiates employee benefits. The Kansas Public Employees Retirement System is administered by the Human Resources Department. Employee safety is always a priority and safety training is coordinated through this department as well. The HR department is involved with every department and every employee. Thank you for taking care of the city staff.
The IT department manages 60 computers and laptops, 15 physical servers, 19 virtual servers, 25 Wi-Fi access points, 30 switches, 70 network cameras, 70 access controllers, and 100 phones. The city also has an internet utility with 370 customers. 65 fiber customers utilize the internet utility. There were 198 service calls in 2021 and 11 installs. The IT department keeps the city on the cutting edge of technology.
Staff in the Communications and Dispatch Services Department literally works 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, helping the citizens of both the city and county safe. The department handles 20 frequencies, 4 911 lines, 4 administrative lines, and 1 text line. This department handles an enormous call load, over 72,797 administrative calls and 27,412 service calls in 2021. 20,170 of those calls were to the Coffeyville Police Department. The department services 10 primary departments and 17 secondary departments. The time it takes for the Coffeyville Police Department to respond to Priority 1 calls is 1.1 minutes to be on the scene. The Communications Department is vital to Coffeyville and several other departments.
In 2021, the police department received 20,170 calls for service. The department had 2,034 cases and made 827 arrests. 1,773 traffic citations were written, and the SOT team was called out 4 times. There were 59 search warrants issued and served. Patrol was assigned 2,034 cases and cleared 2,029. Detectives were assigned 70 cases and cleared 57. Patrol only had 5 active cases at the end of the year, and detectives had 13. The department conducted 1,045 car inspections during 2021. There were 17 injury accidents, 103 non-injury accidents, and 1 fatality. The police department K-9 was busy with 4 deployments, 2 outside department assists, and 1 arrest.
The police department also conducted 13 public safety programs during 2021. The department truly believes that a department should be involved with Coffeyville.
Part 1 crimes are collectively known as index crimes. They are considered quite serious and tend to be reported more reliably than others. Aggravated assault, rape, murder, robbery, arson, burglary, larceny, and stolen vehicles are some of the crimes included in Part 1. 2021 is on the far right of the graph, and 2014 is on the far left. As you can see, Part 1 crimes have dropped dramatically from a high of 865 in 2014 to only 443 in 2021.
This graph shows Part 2 crimes the same way. Part 2 crimes consist of simple assault, curfew offenses, forgery, disorderly conduct, DUI, fraud, sex offenses, vandalism, gambling, stolen property, and drug offenses. As you can see, Part 2 crimes have dropped from a high of 696 in 2014 to 554 in 2021.
This slide shows 2021 on the far left and 2014 on the far right. Crime is coming down. In the past, Coffeyville has held the distinction of having one of the highest crime rates per capita in the entire state of Kansas. The police department is working hard to make Coffeyville safe. The department truly believes that Coffeyville can and will become one of the safest communities in the state. I just want to say thank you for your effort in making Coffeyville the city of choice.
This chart actually shows the percentages of change when comparing 2021 to 2014. When compared, there was a 52% drop in Part 1 person crime and a 39.93% drop in Part 1 property crimes. Coffeyville will become one of the safest communities in Kansas.
Non-injury accidents have shown a decrease, and injury accidents are also down in 2021. Unfortunately, hit-and-run accidents were up in 2021. Accidents of any kind are always a concern. We need your help to reduce traffic accidents. The police department is working on this safety problem.
A division in the department that doesn't get much publicity but does a very good job is the Animal Control Services Division. They play an important role in the job of keeping the citizens of Coffeyville safe. In 2021, there were 1,321 animal calls and 280 strays picked up or trapped. The Animal Control Division's biggest concern is the 7 animal bites. Coffeyville, we need your help.
After the police department makes an arrest or issues a ticket, the Municipal Court Services Department takes over the job. In 2021, this department handled 982 cases, issued 135 warrants, and served 144 subpoenas.
Another impressive year for the city staff and city of Coffeyville. Too often we take for granted all the things that city and staff does for Coffeyville. We don't realize or appreciate the magnitude of their achievements because often they are subtle in nature. Some of us here tonight can truly look back at where we were and appreciate where we are today, meeting city goals and being responsive to citizens' needs. Our presentation is complete, and we wish to introduce Vice Mayor Doan, who will present the sales tax portion of the State of the City address.
Thank you, Commissioners Maples and Swindell, for that presentation. This is our third State of the City address, and I will present to you the state of our sales tax. Before I start, I would like to remind everyone that we should never forget what residents and leaders wanted and pursued many years ago. We should not let go of the dreams of those who dared to pursue a financial resource for building an appealing community. Dreams of attracting businesses, dreams of a vibrant commerce, and dreams of Coffeyville above and beyond, made possible with the power of the penny. Thank you, Coffeyville, for such a great gift as the sales tax to make us the city of choice. With that being said, I will present the state of the sales tax. The sales tax is paid by all consumers, tourists, and locals to fund projects that could not be accomplished unless property taxes were increased. The sales tax applies to most all taxable goods and services purchased by consumers. It is estimated that over 33% of the sales taxes collected locally are paid by visitors. All of the sales tax revenue from local sales tax stays in the city of Coffeyville. Property owners are relieved of some of the tax responsibility to provide enhancements for our growing city and allow the masses of people who visit here the opportunity to contribute to escalating costs of making Coffeyville a great place to live, work, and play. I would like to say, on the behalf of the City Commission, thank you, Coffeyville, for buying local. This pie chart represents how the sales tax collection is divided. Coffeyville Regional Medical Center has a half-cent. USD 445 has a half-cent. The City of City Highway has a half-cent. City Non-Highway has a half-cent. The City General Fund has a half-cent. And City Capital Improvements has a half-cent. I must say again, all of the sales tax revenue from the local sales tax stays inside the city of Coffeyville. On November 2nd, 2021, the citizens of Coffeyville approved the repurposing of the expiring half-cent sales tax. The existing half-cent sales tax is scheduled to sunset on September 30th of 2022. The half-cent sales tax revenue will be used for 40% will go towards housing and economic development, 40% will go towards development and improvement of public parks and related community improvements, and 20% will go towards improvements and economic development of the city's historic downtown. The half-cent sales tax is not a new sales tax, and there will be no difference at the cash register. The half-cent sales tax does not affect your property taxes. Everyone who makes a purchase within the Coffeyville city limits will pay the half-cent sales tax on their retail purchase. Approximately 33% of the half-cent sales tax will be paid by people who don't even live in the city of Coffeyville. Therefore, 33% of all programs, improvements, and grants are paid for by people who don't even live in Coffeyville. The half-cent sales tax will be collected for a 10-year period. At the end of the 10-year period, the half-cent sales is only renewable by voter approval. The first collected half-cent sales tax revenue will begin in December of 2021. Over the period of 10 years, 7 public parks will be improved. 1 new central area public park will be created, and 1 new south area public park will replace Grace Park. There will be more community and public park improvements throughout Coffeyville. The city will have a first-time homebuyer program, new construction single-family housing incentive program, new construction multi-family housing incentive program, emergency home repair assistance program for senior citizens and the disabled, weatherization and home security grants for senior citizens and the disabled, and the Paint the Town program. The city will have historical downtown programs such as the Facade Improvement Program, Construction Improvement Program, Electrical Improvement Program, Mechanical Improvement Program, Plumbing Improvement Program, and the Historical Downtown Grant. Over the period of 10 years, there will be many additional improvements to the historical downtown. As the mayor stated before, These are historic times for Coffeyville. What we are building today sends a message for tomorrow. Thousands of people will watch us. We must tell them we can make a difference. We will make a difference. Since 2015, we have experienced some effects on the sales tax. In 2016, sales tax collections began to fall and continued falling in 2017. In 2018, annual sales tax collections started to rise to $4,867,876. The rise continued in 2019 and set a sales tax collection high of $5,342,829 in 2020. In 2021, annual sales tax collections rose to set a record of $5,382,753. We sincerely hope this trend of improvement continues. On the behalf of the City Commission, I would like to thank the citizens of Coffeyville for such a wonderful gift as the sales tax. Without the sales tax, many things would not be possible in making Coffeyville the city of choice. I would like to take this time to better illustrate what I had said earlier about property owners being relieved of some of the tax responsibility to provide enhancements for our growing city and allow the masses of people who visit here the opportunity to contribute to escalating costs of making Coffeyville a great place to live, work, and play. It is estimated that over 33% of the sales tax collected locally are paid by visitors. Those visitors are out-of-town customers who choose to do business in Coffeyville. In 2021, it is estimated that out-of-town customers contributed $1,776,309, as you can see highlighted in yellow, of the $5,382,753 collected. We contribute this to our pull factor, as I will discuss next, making Coffeyville a regional trade center. This slide provides some additional sales tax information that people really don't hear a lot about and probably don't know a whole lot about. First, every year the city receives a pull factor rating report. The City Trade Pull Factor Report provides different measures of market data for selected cities. This annual report documents city retail in Kansas's communities. The City Trade Pull Factor Report represents the period July 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 2021. Retail market data is presented three ways. A CI-TPF of 1.00 is a perfect balance of trade. The purchases of city residents who shop elsewhere are offset by the purchases of out-of-city customers. The CI-TPF values greater than 1.00 indicate that local businesses are pulling in trade from beyond their home city border. Thus, the balance of trade is favorable. A CI-TPF value less than 1.00 indicates more trade is being lost than pulled in, that residents are shopping outside the city. This is an unfavorable balance of trade. Now that I've explained, I will talk about how Coffeyville fits into that. Coffeyville's pull factor is 0.95, which means more people buy outside the city than inside. We don't have a perfect balance, but we are moving closer. This factor is not adjusted and compared to the state. The next pull factor is adjusted to Coffeyville income, and Coffeyville increases in pull factor to 1.33 based on our residents' income. This figure does show that Coffeyville is pulling more customers from outside our city limits in the southeast Kansas area. The next figure we look at is what Coffeyville's market share is in the entire county of Montgomery. Coffeyville is currently getting 34.4% of Montgomery County's sales. This is an area that we would like to improve on. Yes, we want more retail, and we want more people to stay and shop in Coffeyville. I must say again, all of the sales tax revenue from the local sales tax stays in the city of Coffeyville. As a commission, we would like to thank all of the Coffeyville shoppers. We would like to thank all of the Coffeyville businesses. Whether retail, commercial, industrial, or manufacturing, your business is very important to Coffeyville's future. As we presented this information last year, I think it is proper to present it again so there is an understanding that we are a job center in southeast Kansas. The Kansas Department of Transportation found that -8% of Montgomery County's workforce comes from the outside the county. This information makes Montgomery County a job center attraction. The Kansas Department of Transportation also found that 11% of Montgomery County's workforce chooses to live in Montgomery County and travels to work outside of Montgomery County. There is no place like living in Coffeyville. What you're seeing on the screen are all the businesses that make Coffeyville the city of choice. I think you will be amazed to see how many of businesses truly believe in Coffeyville. Wait, there are more coming. And again, big or small, you are a part of Coffeyville that makes Coffeyville great. And wait, there are still more. You must agree, it is amazing how many businesses believe in Coffeyville. As the mayor stated earlier, We can make a difference. We will make a difference. The businesses in Coffeyville do make a difference, and we thank you for that. If you have not heard, Coffeyville's reawakening is underway. For residents of Coffeyville, there are so many reasons to be excited about what is happening to downtown Coffeyville. Join the effort of property owners, residents, businesses, volunteers, and government entities to bring new life into our historic downtown. Be a part of making downtown Coffeyville a unique and vibrant destination place once again. Coffeyville's Reawakening headquarters is located at 115 West 9th Street in our historic downtown. Yes, the city has completed the strategic plan for 2030. The strategic plan is a compass, a dynamic and continuous plan to achieve Coffeyville's future desires. The residents of Coffeyville have big dreams and great hopes for the future. Envision the possibilities of 2030 will be just that. The City Commission is planning for the future to be truly the city of choice. The city is also finalizing the Parks and Trails Master Plan for 2030. Economic Development Strategic Plan 2030. Coffeyville Economic Development Incentive Guidelines. And the Police Department is finishing their Strategic Plan 2030. The city has finalized the Strategic Housing Plan 2030 and the Coffeyville Housing Component Guidelines. The Housing Plan and Housing Guidelines will be a valuable tool for the city of Coffeyville to manage the future growth and development of housing. The plan prescribes a course of action which reflects the desires of the residents and focuses on the development of a diversified housing program. Again, we are planning for the future to be truly, for Coffeyville truly to be the city of choice. In closing, imagine a community with a bustling and revitalized downtown, a place where businesses clamor to locate, bringing with them jobs, opportunity, and investment. Where seniors, small children, and families all safely and proudly make their way to a better life in a city that is economically and socially strong. As the ideal place to live, work, raise a family, and do business. Coffeyville is the city of choice. With that being said, Mayor Van Oster will close tonight's State of the City address. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mayor Van Oster.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Doan. As we close tonight, I want to encourage you to be sincerely proud of your community, to stay involved in our city, and to celebrate our accomplishments. We should embrace our past and look to the challenge of our future. When we look back at the city of Coffeyville in 2021, we have used every tool at hand to reform government, replacing outdated practices and seeking improved performance for less money and getting rid of any inefficiencies embedded in the way we used to do business. We made sure we lived within our means when times were bad and invested responsibly when times were good. The state of our city is good. The strengths and assets of our community are many, our people exceptional, and our accomplishments enormous. As we go forward in 2022, I remind each person that the greatness of our city is derived from the greatness of you, our citizens. We are built not from the top down, but from the bottom up. The light that shines so brightly on Coffeyville is the light that emanates from the heart, the soul, and spirit of our residents. It is the quality of our residents that separates Coffeyville from every other city. We treat each other with respect, dignity, and empathy. We find strength in the diversity of ideas rather than allowing ourselves to be defined by our differences. In tough times, we meet adversity head on, only to come out stronger and better at the other end. We never feel sorry for ourselves. We keep our promises and expect others to do the same. Most of all, we are never satisfied with where we are, but always proud of who we are. We will leave here tonight knowing the state of our city is good and getting better every day. I want to thank our City Commission members for their support of our community. Vice Mayor Doan, Commissioner York, Commissioner Maples, and Commissioner Swindell. I believe if we can come together with different ideas, different beliefs, different points of view, and work together, we can build a brighter future for Coffeyville. In closing, it is in this spirit and with optimism we have presented the state of our city. We thank you for your time and attention this evening. We appreciate your commitment to the future of our city by watching tonight. At this time, on behalf of my fellow commissioners, I would like to thank our city manager, Mr. Mark Hall, for his diligence in creating and composing the State of the City address. Mr. Hall is indeed dedicated in assisting the citizens to make Coffeyville a city of choice. We all care about our community, and all of us together make this city an amazing place. God bless you, God bless the United States, and God bless the city of Coffeyville.